So at the end of this video, you should be able to stream live using your puppets like I am doing right now. Hello everyone, welcome to 2 and 3D. So today we are going to be streaming live using our puppet. So our puppet will be it will be a representation of our face. Okay, so for those who are new here and who don't know about this software, this is Adobe Character Animator, and this software is really good for live actions. Okay, so for instance, maybe you normally other animation softwares, you use those animation softwares and then you have to be posing and moving things around in frames. But with this software, you just play and you record live, and you can record a whole take and export it, and you have an animation ready already. So that's pretty cool, and that is why this software is the best software to actually use your character to create live performance, to go live or do whatever. Okay, so you could go to our website, the link will be in the description, and you'll be able to get one of these kind of our puppets. We have different styles of puppets, so you could pick one and then you can follow along with this tutorial. Okay, so well, when you have the puppet file, you drag the .puppet file, is a .puppet file, you drag it to this project panel, and then from there you drag it to your timeline. When you have this, you select your puppet, and now you come to the controls. You can generate controls, and you'll be able to manipulate your controls using your mouse. But most of these controls are already configured to keys on my keyboard. So if I want emotional actions like this, I'm pressing 1 right now, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 0 for blink. There's auto blink already. You could just use your camera. Well, let me pause this and set up my camera. Okay, so as you can see, this is me, and when I move around, my character is also moving. He's bobbing his head, and you could also control the iris and even the eyebrow using your camera. So that's pretty cool. So this is actually very good for live actions. Okay, so I'm going to pause these and then just disable it, because this is actually making it's confusing me a bit. So I'm going to pause this now. Okay, so now when you have your character, you need two other software aside from Adobe Character Animator. One of them is OBS. The link will be in the description. So you need OBS or whatever the other softwares you can use to record your screen. So, but in my own case, I'm actually using OBS. So you need OBS, and let me just drag OBS here. Okay, so I have two screens, and this was initially in the second screen. So this is OBS. When you get OBS, you can create your scene. Well, we'll come back to that. Okay, for now, the third software you need to also get, that is really important, is a software made by yours truly. That is me. I actually created this software for this particular purpose. Okay, so this software, you can get it on Gumroad. The link will be in the description. All you just need to do is, after downloading this, you come to this website, you download it, you get a zip file or a folder. You can download that folder to your computer. You don't have to install anything. You just need to double click the keystroke mirror.exe file, and then you get this. So you get this, and that's pretty cool. And we'll come back to this, but for now, just know that if you are also a member on if you're an exclusive member, you can get this for free. So you just need to sign up as an exclusive member and be able to get this for free. You could go through our Gumroad also. You can get whatever kind of puppet you want to use, and you'll be able to capture live actions with them, because they are pre-rigged already. So that's pretty cool. Okay, so now back to what we're discussing. Okay, so now we're in Adobe Character Animator, and since we want to capture a background, we cannot get rid of this white. We're not going to be using the stream, by the way. The stream is kind of complex and it's just unnecessary. I don't think Adobe spent enough time to make this work, but there is a way, and that's what there's a different way, and that is what I'm about to show you right now. So okay, so now since we need to key out the background, and keying out white is a bad idea, because if you key out, it's going to key out a lot of things, because a lot of colors do rely on white. So we need to drag, okay, you need to create a plain green background, just a clear green image. So let me just drag this in, and then you see you just need a JPEG image that is just green, and then you drag it to your project panel, and then from there, that's where you drag it to your timeline. And then now, since this is not covering the entire screen. We need to scale this up a bit. Let's just scale it to cover the entire screen. Okay, that's perfect. Okay, now we select our character and our character is working fine. We can click and whatever, it's working fine. Okay, so now let's go into OBS. Now in OBS, we need to create a new scene. You create a new scene and let's just call this stream. Let's just call this game C. Okay, game C. Let's just okay that and then select it. Let's create a source. So we need to let's just, okay, first thing you need to know is you need to open your game. The game needs to be active, or even you can just open it now, that's fine. Still active. So our game is right there, and then let's go back to OBS. We're going to be playing Injustice, by the way. Okay, so let's go back to OBS and then select game C, and then let's create a source, a window capture, because we just want to capture a window. So this window capture, let's give it IJ. Let's just call it IJ. That's for Injustice. Okay it, and then Injustice is right there. You can select Injustice. If it's not pre-selected, you select it from the drop down, and then you okay it. So now we have Injustice covering the whole screen, and that's not what we want, because we also want our puppet to be displaying, to be showing. So we need to create another window. You create another window capture right there, and then this time let's just call it CH. No, it's not available. So let's call it CH test. Let's just call it CH test. Okay, tests. Okay, so let's okay that, and instead of this, let's just change this from Injustice. Now we change it to Character Animator, and then we okay it. So now we have Character Animator overlaying over Injustice. Is overlaying over Injustice. Is taking up almost all the screen. So what we need to do is open Adobe Character Animator, and then let's make this bigger. So I'm pressing the button just below escape. It's I don't know what this is, but it's just the button before 1, 2, 3 at the top there. So let's press it, and then we'll make this bigger, and let's go back to our capture. That's this. Okay, so now you see it's bigger, and we want to get rid of this green screen. So there is a way to get rid of that. You come to filter in OBS, you come to filter here, and then you'll be able to add effects. So the effect that we need to add is the chroma key effect. When we add this, you see it turned black, and that is because now this is now alpha, this is now transparent, the background is now transparent because it recognizes that it's green. If I change it to blue, you see it's trying to take out blue. If I change it to magenta, well, I don't have magenta on this screen, so you can select custom color and then select your color. That's still fine, but for now we're just going with green. Okay, so right now if I okay it, you can see our character is overlaid, but the other border, the border of Adobe Character Animator is still there, and we need to find a way to get rid of that border, and that is what we're going to be doing. So you select this again, you go back to your filter, you add, but this time we're adding crop/pad. So when you add this, you okay it, and then now we can crop out the left side, the right side, the top, and then the bottom. We can crop those out using your pixel. So we understand that, okay, this side is kind of large, it's almost half the screen, and the whole screen is, well, you don't have to do the math, just try to get it as close as possible as you can. So me, I'm going to give this 500. So 500 cut it, yes. Now the right side, I'm going to give it 500 also, because they're almost similar, the size, because the character is in the center. So 500 too, I'm going to give 500 there. For the top, I need to take more of the top, so I'm going to give this 100. Okay, so I'm going to give the bottom is not as much, so I'm going to give this 70. So 70, our character is fully cropped out. So now if I okay it, you see now it's just our character that is there, and that is pretty cool. So you can scale this character down. Let's just make this bigger a bit. We can scale the character down. Let's just scale the character down a bit. So let's make it a bit smaller, and then drag to this point. Okay, you make sure you put your character where you, so that it's not interrupting with the whatever you're supposed to be displaying. But your character also needs to be obvious, so I'm going to make this a little bit bigger than that. So let's just drag this here. Okay, so now already we can just go here and start streaming. That is, if you connect your Steam or I see your stream, sorry, your Twitch account or your YouTube account or whatever. You can just go here and start streaming using OBS directly. And as I'm talking, the character is also talking. But the problem is the character is only talking. And well, if you have your camera, also your character will be able to move around as you are moving. You're supposed to bob his head. Let me just do that. So now back in Adobe Character Animator, you can see a character is moving, and as the character is moving, even when the Adobe Character Animator is not active, and let's make these active instead. You see our character is actually changing. Well, we have to make this bigger, okay? So remember to do that. Okay, so if I go back to this, you can see our character is also moving while I'm talking and doing stuff. But we also, if you remember, we configured some keys to be able to move the character's arm and change emotional triggers and stuff like that. You will not be able to do that right now, because whatever window is active in general Windows, whatever window is active, that is the window that that window reacts to your keys. So if I'm pressing a button right now, if I'm pressing 1, 2, 3, nothing is happening, because that is not the window. The character animator is not the window active right now. So it's not going to take whatever input I'm giving it. So I'm pressing 1, 2, I'm pressing Q, W, E, R, T. It's not working. So you need to find a way. We need to find a way for our character animator to be able to understand that, okay, we are pressing a key, so you need to also respond, even if the window is not the active window. And that is where this software comes in. That is where this keystroke mirror that I created comes in, because it will help to bypass that whole thing that Windows has, that you cannot actually, it's only the window that is active that can receive inputs from your keyboard. Okay, so all you just need to do is, after downloading the software, all you just need to do is double click the keystroke mirror.exe file. When you double click that, you don't have to install anything. You don't have to install the software. It just runs in the background. So all you just need to do is, well, if you don't have your Adobe Character Animator here displaying right now, you just need to come here and refresh your window and it will appear. So now I want Adobe Character Animator to be able to react even if the Windows is not active. I want it to be able to take inputs from my keyboard, even if it's not the active window. So now all you just need to do is where you can add whatever softwares you want. And this doesn't just apply to Adobe Character Animator. You could also have a software that maybe you want to be adding sounds or something like that. I'm going to do a video about that later on. But maybe a software that you want to be adding sound while you're talking live. You can also do this for that software. All you just need to do is activate that software also. So now that I've activated Adobe Character Animator, I just need to click enable mirroring. So once I do that, even if Adobe Character Animator is not the active software right now, if I press Q, you see, boom, it's taking input. So now I'm pressing W, you see. So you can give your character emotions at a particular point in time while you're talking. So you can do everything live. You can get your character to do whatever you want, change, do this, do whatever arm movement and stuff like that. So while you're recording live, while you're streaming. So that is really, really cool. I think we need to record one or two takes, just so that we'll be able to show that this thing, so that it will not just be a concept, this actually works. So I'm going to record on this OBS right now. I'm going to pause whatever I'm recording right here and then come back to it eventually, but I'll be recording from this other OBS right now. So I'll be recording the gameplay. Okay, so till we're back. Hello, so this is me now actually trying to play the game. Okay, so for some weird reason I reduced my sound, and that is why I am actually talking in this video, but it's not really coming out. So that was my mistake, so just bear with me.
Green Lantern, Robin, spiders approaching the Batcave. Begin.
Got you. I'm the future of crime fighting. Green Lantern wins.
Okay, so that's pretty it. That's how to go live with your character, with your puppet. So just remember, you can get so many kind of puppets. You can get different various types of puppets on our website or on Gumroad. So just the link will be in the description. You could get one of these puppets, and you could join the membership. If you join our membership, you'll be able to get Peter Griffin, Rick Sanchez, SpongeBob, just Peter Griffin and Lois Griffin, all these characters. You'll be able to get some of these characters for absolutely no cost. So that's basically it for this video. Thank you for watching, and bye for now.